Right. So the IDF provided 300 liters of fuel for urgent medical purposes for the Shafia hospital. Hamas prevented the hospital from receiving the fuel. As you can see, they dropped it all off. They did their part, but it seems to be tensions going further. The IDF has struck 4,300 strikes on the ground and hundreds of anti-tank missile launch posts, approximately 300 tunnel shafts, approximately 3,000 terrorist infrastructure sites, including over 100 structures rigged with explosives, hundreds of Hamas command control centers, as you've seen here. Many strikes have been on. Coming up is Israel's Navy underwater unit. Just check out that. Terrorists fired from Lebanon toward the area of Nutia, an IDF post, and Shtula in northern Israel. No injuries were reported. The IDF fighter jets struck a number of Hezbollah military sites and terrorist infrastructure in Lebanon. And terrorist squads. Well, we'll see that in a second here. But many terrorist squads were in the hospitals, and this is a bunch of command centers were this is from the 13th, November 13th. And here's the Navy. All right, so here the soldiers of the Israelis Navy unit for underwater missions, the Yaltam, have located dozens of weapons and military devices in the Gaza maritime region, both above and underwater. Large number of weapons used by Hamas terrorist organizations in their attempt to infiltrate Israeli territory were located. Hamas attempts were thwarted by Israeli naval forces. Amongst the weapons and military devices were explosive devices, explosive belts, ammunition, inflatable boats, and more. The weapons suspected of containing explosives were neutralized. Confiscated. Their team at work now. Got it all. The good use of the OK hand symbol. All that there out on the beach, just want to go for a nice swim. Not gonna happen. All right, so here's the IDF's biggest complaint is about them embedding themselves in the hospitals. Terror squad embedded itself in the area of the Al-Quds Hospital, fired from hospital entrance at IDF soldiers and subsequently eliminated. RPG fire and small arm firearms were directed at soldiers from the direction of the Al-Quds Hospital in Gaza City. The shooting was carried out by a terror squad and embedded itself in a group of civilians at the entrance of the hospital. During the exchange of fire, civilians were seen leaving the hospital building and fleeing, and other terrorists who came out of the adjacent building hid among them and joined the attempted attack. So after the terrorists fired RPGs, they returned fire in the hospital. The incident took down 21 terrorists, and apparently not one casualty outside of the terrorist group, which is, a godsend of that. Just continued abuse of civilian infrastructures by Hamas